It's a special control in France, but this standard is very, very close with all the functionality, close the value is in case for today. And we'll have Olivier on board the aircraft in November 2009. We
have a quick look at them beforehand so we could come up with a land.
By installing more pressure on the ejectors, and today the nacelle.
All the way down to be able to sort of
real little biggie on it.
Somebody will need to be down the back of the garage during the engineer going.
Bonjour, continue approach 14, number 1. Continue approach number 1, 500.
On va faire les photos. Yeah, great fun.
Yeah, I'm Squadron Leader David Catlow, and I am the UK A400M Requirements Manager.
I'm Squadron Leader Graham Galt, and I'm the A400 Desk Officer at Ministry of Defence, so we control it from sort of central budget perspective.
First impression is it's a real pilot's aeroplane. Oh, it's nice to fly. It's very responsive. It feels as responsive as the C-130, and it was great fun. First and foremost, good fun. Mostly C-130 Hercules, the C-130K in the UK. It's difficult to do a direct comparison, but it's very responsive, and clearly it's a lot bigger than the C-130. So, first impression is it's impressive, and for an aircraft in the experimental phase, it feels remarkably like the production standard. It's good.
Very, very similar. I mean, my last flying tour was on the C-130J, which is similar avionics to the 400, and we'll be operating in the same role. So, again, considerably bigger for the business area down the back. And the biggest difference you notice is the fly-by-wire controls, which is a complete quantum change from what the Hercules, and I guess for the French and the German pilots, the Transall offered before. So that takes a little bit of getting used to, but it feels really good. I don't see any problems whenever for any of the roles we plan to use it for. So very impressed.
Well, the A400 is designed to replace the C-130, so primarily it will be a tactical transporter. So all of the roles that we currently envisage for the C-130 will be transferred to A400. So air dispatch of parachutists and loads, tactical operations into desert strips or into any sort of natural surface, grass, small runways. I don't think it will be new missions necessarily, but the capability of the same mission for a load insertion will be much greater. So we can put bigger vehicles on the back, bigger protected vehicles with much more armour, and much more capability to protect our troops who will be ultimately dropping off the back of the aircraft or jumping out of it potentially. Certainly, I think we've both been involved in humanitarian operations in the past, and I think this aircraft will just do the same role as the C-130 and the C-17 in that role, and clearly it will have a different load mix down the back, but certainly it will be very capable in that role. We hope to get them in 2014, and we look forward to receiving them. I think because I have been involved in the programme for a while, I was prepared for the level of cohesiveness from the front end. Of course, the interesting thing for us is the military mission, so we look forward to seeing the military aspects of the aircraft integrated with the pure flight aspects at some point in the future.
One of the other pilots who's up in the flight deck at the moment he's going to be the UK's main evaluation pilot on it. So it was very useful to get him flying today. And again, I think the ability of the aircraft to carry more than the Hercules and yet still be able to fulfil all the roles is a definite uplift in capability. So as David says, is whenever we meld the military side into the less tactical side, the sort of strategic aviation side of it, and see how that works well together, I think it's got potential to be really impressive aircraft.
And it's going to be fun for the pilots. Definitely. Definitely fun.
And quieter for the load
masters. It's a great machine. Yeah.
My name's Ed Horn. I'm the desk officer for the A400M at Headquarters 2 Group, which is the frontline command and the representing the user for the UK. Fantastic aircraft, fantastic flight deck, enormous cargo bay that we hope to be able to fill with lots of different things over the coming years. The first impressions are how stable the aircraft is and how easy it is to fly. We're very impressed with the level of maturity, and I think the fact that Airbus Military have asked us to come here today to fly the aircraft must be a testament to its maturity and the fact that it's ready to fly. We flew the simulator yesterday, it was very good. Yes, flying the simulator, very similar to flying the aircraft. Previously I've flown the C-130J, it's much bigger.
It's bigger
and much more powerful, and of course the C-130J isn't fly-by-wire, so the flying experience for the pilot is very different. First of all, when we flew the simulator yesterday, all us guys were trying to use the stick far too much, and really you just need to make an input and then let the aircraft fly along. To begin with, we'll be using it for a logistical mission, so just flying cargo equipment from A to B, and then as further capabilities are released onto the aircraft, then we'll be using it for tactical missions.
Yeah, I'm Steve Whitnell. I'm an evaluator pilot on the Hercules J and for the A400M for the Royal Air Force. I'm on 206 Squadron at RAF Line. I'm about to move to RAF Brighton. Very capable and crisp aircraft. The handling was amazing, and it's a generation apart from anything we've got in the Air Force currently. It's a much crisper handling aircraft, and it's much easier to control. Well, the aircraft is obviously a bit more amazing, but the simulator handled exactly like the aircraft did. It takes a bit of getting used to start with, having to set an attitude and leave it there, but once you get used to it, it's actually a very easy method of flying. Makes it a whole lot easier to handle the aircraft. I would be part of the A400's build-up. I'm not a test pilot, I'm an evaluator pilot, so I wouldn't be part of the acceptance, but I would be part of the campaign for the A400 for the Air Force. We were quite surprised actually that at this stage in the programme they were willing to let effectively line pilots fly the aircraft, and actually it's very mature for where we are in the programme. For us, the best aspect is the fact that it's got a bigger payload. We see the bigger payload we can carry in operational theatres, the less trips we have to do, the less time we spend in the threat zone. There's a wide variety of missions that are currently fulfilled by the Hercules in theatre, from resupply by landing on tactical landing zones or airfields or airdrop.
Okay,